Slique in 6 challenge. It is back to school time, it is back to routine, and with that comes back to health. We are super excited to have you here today, whether you're joining us remotely or you're joining us through Facebook, or you're in a room full of people that you love and care about. We're so excited to have you here. My name is Dr. Alicia Barton, and I am so excited to share with you the Slique in 6 program. Now, you may be saying, well, what's different from this program versus other programs? And I'm going to get to that. But I just wanted to tell you that I personally have gone through this program, and I have shared this program with hundreds of people, and hundreds of people have gotten amazing results. You're going to see some testimonies, you're going to hear some testimonies, you're going to see some people that have gotten off medications, that have lost over 20 pounds, that feel better, that sleep better, that their hormones are more balanced, that their libido is increased, that their waistline is increased. Literally, there are so many testimonies. So whatever the reason why you joined us today, I just want to welcome you. And I just wanted to share with you how excited I am to do this journey with you. Now, don't shoot the messenger, because some of these things may challenge you. You may be uncomfortable. You may be hungry. You may get sore from the exercise. You may be challenged when it comes to your mindset, or when it comes to ditching and switching some toxic chemicals out of your home. But I assure you that if you follow this program and you do what we have recommended for you to do, you will have results, and you will have the results that you have wanted and have been praying for. So I'm just really excited to get you started. We're going to do a little PowerPoint here so you can follow us along this journey. So first off, how this began. I've been a chiropractor for 15 years. I've been with Young Living for 4 years, just over 4 years. And it's like a perfect marriage. Perfect marriage of products of non-toxic living, of emotional oils, and then the physical removal of subluxations, which I'll get to that in just a moment. But I created a wellness center. Now it's called a Full Armor Center, of course after Ephesians. And God gave me the full armor. He said, I have given you spiritual tools to be able to arm yourself, but I've also given you physical tools to be able to arm yourself. And those are the tools that I want to talk to you guys about today. I'm going to talk to you about toxicity. I'm going to talk to you about chiropractic. I'm going to talk to you about exercise, nutrition, essential oils, and of course, how does all this come together to make you lose weight, to feel better, to sleep better, and achieve your goals. So we developed this Full Armor Center here in Gulf Shores. It's a 10,000 square foot facility that has an all-in-one facility. Now, again, you're not joining us here at the Full Armor Center, and you're probably in someone's home or someone's church or in a small group of people. And wherever you're at, we just want to welcome you, but you are a part of the Full Armor family, and we'd love to have you here. So let's talk about the beta group. Over the last 6 years, we have tested and tried this group. We've tried the products. We have done the workouts, because I don't want to just deliver a program to you that has not been tried and tested. So initially when we started this program, I chose 8 of my closest friends that wouldn't kill me, that wouldn't be mad at me if I asked them not to eat certain foods, they trusted me and they were willing to go through this journey with me. And I was one of those people that did it. I had my child 3.5 years ago. I was about 25 pounds overweight. I felt terrible. I didn't feel good on the outside. And then of course that affected my relationship with my husband. It affected my energy levels, and I just didn't feel good about myself. And I was like, enough is enough, line in the sand, and I'm gonna do this. So I've called up my close friends and I'm like, hey, you wanna do this with me? And the cool thing was that of the 8 people that did it, 7 of the 8 people had amazing results. And if you're asking, well, what happened to that one person? Well, that one person quit. And that's just the process of it. You're going to have some people that are all in, that get the job done and get the results, and there's going to be some of you that your why isn't big enough, and you can't overcome some of the challenges that are along the way, and you're not going to get the results. But that's life, right? Sometimes we fall short of our goals because we're not quite ready or not quite prepared, but at any time you can jump back in and start this program, and that's why we're recording this, so that you have the tools to do it when you're ready to do it. But I hope you're ready to do it now, because I'm ready to go. So let's go over one of the people that the testimonies that you'll be seeing here. This is my good friend Katie Reagan. You can see the 6-week transformation picture that she's sharing here on the video. and you'll actually be possibly even meeting her or seeing her later in this program. She's one of my good friends, and this is literally a pre and post picture, 6 weeks to the date. The first one and the second one, 6 weeks. You can see here that she lost over 20 pounds. After the 6 weeks, she continued with the journey, and now she's lost over 30 pounds. But I will share with you that she's kind of fallen off the wagon because that's what we do. And she's actually starting this journey with us again to regain all those goals that she had, because she knows these are the tools to be able to do the journey, and she's going to look good once again. Now, here's setting the stage. What most of you guys don't realize, or maybe some of you do, that America, that United States, is one of the sickest countries in the world. We have one of the best we are one of the best industrialized nations, yet we spend more money on our healthcare system, we spend more money on our drugs, we have the best insurance companies, we have the best hospitals, yet we have the lowest life expectancy. We have more people taking medications than any other country. In fact, if you looked at all the medications across the world, the United States consumes 80% of the medications prescribed across the world. That's not good, because if health came from taking a medication, we would all be healthy. But statistics say that we are a sick country, and one of the reasons why I think that we're a sick country is because of the toxicity, and is because of the lack of exercise and the abundant amount of stress, as well as our poor nutrition. Our nutrition has been tainted with genetically modified foods, with preservatives, with dyes. We are a fast-moving society. We are like rode through the drive-thru, grab something quick, we're in our minivan, kids are eating in the car, husband and wife are eating up front, and unfortunately that has caused us to have a high level of obesity, a high level of depression, a high level of high blood pressure, high level of high cholesterol, leading to more strokes, more heart disease, and unfortunately people dying way sooner than what they were planning to live. So I'm going to go over all that stuff, but before I do, I got my oils. And if you're an oiler, I would encourage you to grab one of your favorite oils and let's apply it. Today I have with me Valor. Valor is one of my most favorite oils because it gives you the confidence. And if you're swirling in your seat right now, kind of going, I don't know about this, she's going to make me change my nutrition, start exercising, you need some Valor. So go ahead and rub it on. And then you may be somebody that just needs freedom. Freedom from disease, freedom from obesity, freedom. Roll on yourself some Freedom. Freedom is one of my most favorite oils to diffuse. And then the last one I have Energy, because some of you guys may just need that extra bit of energy to get this job done. So wherever you're at, put your oils on and let's go for this journey. So you can see here that our standard American diet, I acronymed it as the SAD diet, Standard American Diet, because unfortunately, as you can see, the shadow of the Standard American Diet is a huge shadow. So what does your shadow look like? And I'm going to say right now, this is a no judgment zone. We all have our walks, we all have our journeys, we all have our excuses, we all have our whys. But when you look at your shadow, what do you see? Do you see somebody that is confident? Do you see someone who has energy? Do you see somebody who has the lifestyle that's going to be able to enable them to get to 80 to 120 years of age? Or do you see somebody, when you turn that mirror around, when you look at yourself, do you see somebody that is sick, that's tired, that's overweight, that's blaming things for their current situation? And if that's you, I want to shrink that shadow. I want to make sure that you bring your why back into purpose. And so right now in 2008, medical costs associated with obesity was $147 billion. So your shadow is not just because the shadow is big, but unfortunately that shadow indicates big medical bills and indicates big loss of money because you're going to doctor's offices and you're taking medications and you're more likely to get things like heart disease and strokes and cancers and diabetes and all the stuff that goes with it. In fact, Stacey Presley, which is one of the people that went through this with me 6 months ago, her levels of A1C were so high in January that she was taking insulin several times a day, that she was labeled a diabetic, and she was a diabetic going through the diabetic journey. Now, you may know that there's no cure for diabetes, but I'm here to tell you that diabetes is directly related to your lifestyle, and I'm happy to report that Stacey has lost over 50 pounds since January, that her A1C levels are normal, which guess what? Means she's no longer diabetic. How awesome is that? And again, you'll hear her story and you'll see her testimony in some of the videos that we're going to be posting. So obesity has been linked with a lot of illnesses. As you can see right here, this is the typical standard American diet. We're taught that carbohydrates are good. We're taught that fats are bad. We're taught that we need to eat fruits and vegetables and that we got to consume some meat. Well, this whole standard American diet, this is what has led to our obesity problems. This is what has led to the abundant amount of money being spent on our healthcare model. And I am going to turn that standard American diet wheel or pie completely different. We're going to be eating less carbs, eating more fat. We're going to be eating less fruits. We're going to be able to eat lots of vegetables, and we're going to be eating lots of meat. But you'll get to that in just a moment. Now, what does your shadow look like? So you're going to have a sheet of paper that you're going to follow some of the, you're going to answer these questions. So you're going to have a sheet of paper in front of you, like you pull that sheet out. I don't have it here with me. And your leader is going to pause this video as you're going to go through some of those questions. And you're going to talk about your limiting beliefs. You're going to talk about what does your sad reality look like? What are some of your goals that you want to achieve? So we're going to go ahead and just pause this video, and then we'll get back to continuing. So, welcome back. This is just the current obesity trends right now in the United States. So this was in 1999. We were a healthier community. We are a healthier country back in 1990. And this is 2000 here. And then this is 2010. They have not released the obesity trends yet for 2018. I'm expecting that we'll see them in 2020. Unfortunately, as you can see, our country is getting sicker and sicker. Now, you may be attending this class from a different country. You may be watching this class in Canada. You may be watching this class in Mexico. You may be watching this class over in Germany. You may be watching this class over in Africa, over in China, over the Philippines. I don't know where you're watching this class, but wherever you're watching this class, your country has data that represents the same thing. That trends are showing more people are getting sicker and sicker, more people are getting more and more overweight with time. As you can see, we're down here in Lower Alabama, right along the coast here, and our obesity trends are one of the sickest in the entire country. If you look at other areas of the world or other areas of our country, you're seeing people that's healthier, people that have less obesity. But we want to change this. We want to change Alabama and make Alabama not so, or maybe it's North Carolina or South Carolina, or wherever you're watching this from, and making that state from a sick state or obese state into a healthier state, and that starts with you. So, what is the definition of obesity? Obesity is defined as an abnormal collection of body fat, usually 20% or more of the individual's ideal body weight. Overweight is defined as having an excess body weight for the particular height from fat, muscle, bone, and water, and a combination of any of those factors. And you probably have gotten your weight taken today, but we're going to take your weight. We're going to take your body, your BMI, we're going to take your body fat, and we're just going to see where you're currently at. Again, this is no judgment zone, but we have to be able to have a baseline in order for us to be able to see the comparison and be able to see our journey. So as you can see, obesity is linked with an increase of illness, disability, and unfortunately, death. Now here's the BMI, and so as you can see by this graph right here, BMI is body mass index. And so that means that your height and your weight should be a certain percentage of where you're at. And so this is the description: essential fat, athletes, fitness, average, and obesity. So the goal right here would be along this average line. So women, your goal is to have a BMI of anywhere between 25 to 31%. And if you're a gentleman here joining us today, welcome. And your goal is to be between 18 and 24%. Now, if you're that fitness person, or maybe you have a little bit of that fitness athlete inside of you and you want to bring that girl back, you want to bring that guy back, then the goal would be to have it a little bit lower. So I love fitness, and my goal is to be anywhere around 21 to 24. In fact, I would love to get over the 20%, but I'm on my way to get there. So that's BMI. Now, waist circumference. You also will be taking your waist measurement. And so that's where your belly button is, right around your waist. And studies have shown that your waist circumference is actually related to disease and to obesity as well. And so abdominal obesity is associated with an increased risk of diabetes, blood pressure, hypoglycemia, or triglycemia, which is high cholesterol, and vascular disease. So we're going to take your arm measurements as well as your waist measurement as well as your thigh measurement. And again, no judgment. This is all about how we can get your tools, get your baseline, and see where we need to go. Next one is that this is just a graph showing you how when your BMI is high or how your waist measurement is high, how that affects different lifestyle diseases that you may have. You can see an increase in diabetes. Look at the huge increase in high blood pressure. That is crazy. So when you have an increased waist measurement or increased BMI, look how it correlates directly with your high blood pressure. Heart disease. Heart disease is the #1 killer in the United States. More people are dying of heart disease than any other thing. 1 of 2 people have a heart attack or heart disease. Look how it's related here to obesity. And then stroke is a little lower, lung disease is a little lower, and then there's cancer. Well, with cancer, I will say that is directly related to the toxicity, which we'll be talking about that in just a moment. Now, what is the cost of obesity? If you're seeing right here in 2008, the medical cost for people who were obese was $1,400 higher than people of normal weight. So I don't know about you, but our family likes to stay in a budget. Our family likes to be able to save money so that we can enjoy and make more memories with our family. We would rather save the money for medical bills and be able to take that money and go on a vacation and make money and make memories with our family. Or maybe it is to fund a charity, or maybe it is to purchase something that your family needs in order to have enjoyment. Whatever it is, you can save $1,400 by just not being obese. I mean, guys, that's crazy. That's math right there. That's numbers. So your obesity is directly related to your finances. Here's the obesity among adults. This is a lot of different countries in the world. I have 2 highlighted right here. The #1 obese country in the world, unfortunately, again, guys, it's United States. Canada is down here at #7. Mexico is right here at #2. So if you're anywhere along this way, I would say if you're anywhere in the top 10, that's very not good. We got United States, Mexico, Hungary, New Zealand, United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, Luxembourg, Ireland, and the Czech Republic. And then over here, I just want to point out that Italy, who you think drinks lots of wine, eats lots of pasta, is actually 26. But what's so cool about Italy is they don't have genetically modified foods. They don't have a lot of the crap that's in their food that we have here. Also, they eat a high amount of fats and they eat a low amount of processed foods. So you can see, even though they're eating lots of carbs, they're still a pretty healthy country. And then you got Switzerland, Korea, and Japan. Well, what's Korea and Japan? What do they eat? Vegetables, fats, and meats. That's pretty much what their diet is, high in fats. And you can see how it relates to the obesity here. Now, unfortunately, our choices affect our children. And one of the things that I will have to share, I'm a mom, and I'm going to not get emotional here, but I will tell you that our choices that we are making directly affects our children. We are the gatekeepers to our home. Literally, the foods that we bring into our home, the things that we expose our children to will directly affect them now and directly affect them for generations. If you grew up in an obese home and your family making poor health choices or lifestyle choices, I guarantee you that's one of the reasons why that you're here joining us today. And I want to challenge you to make choices today that will not only affect today or the next 6 months, but be able to create ripple effects that will affect your children and your children's children. So you're really leaving a legacy. You're changing generations by joining us today. So I just again want to thank you and just want to appreciate you for being here. And again, as you can see here, sorry, I get choked up thinking about this stuff. The percentage of children aged 6 to 11 in the United States who were obese increased from 7% in 1980 to 18% in 2012. Unfortunately, adolescents aged 12 to 19 during the same period increased from 5% to 21%. It's sad, guys. Again, our children are sitting on the couch. They're playing Nintendo games or Xbox or wherever they're at. They got earphones in, they're chowing down on food, or they're drinking soda, or you're driving through the fast food and they're eating the fast food line and they're eating in the car. And unfortunately, this is the norm. Children are now having more abdominal fat, which are affecting their brains, and they can't focus good at school. And then they're getting put on Ritalin and other mood-altering medications. And then the cycle just continues because now they're toxifying their bodies. And so I want to empower you that the choices that you're making today will affect your children, and your children may just struggle a little bit. They may say, where's my soda? They may say, where's my sugary drinks? They may say, where's the chips? Or where's this, or where's that, or where about ice cream? Can we go to Dairy Queen or whatever? But you have to be the parent. You have to be the person that says, we are no longer doing this because I love you, and generationally and long-term wise, this is what we've chosen. So you may have to put like your big girl pants on and be like, okay, we're doing this for our family here. Now the next thing is, honey, any of you guys ever watched the video, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? Remember that old movie from 1980s? Well, I don't think, honey, we shrunk our kids. I think it's more like the opposite. Honey, we've enlarged our children. And oh my gosh, we have a problem. And so be able to do that, unfortunately, that sad look at your family and look at them, look at their waistlines, look at their lifestyle, look and see how much exercise they're getting, look at their nutrition, and take a pure reality check with yourself and say, this is why I've chosen to do this, because that is your why, other than just being able to lose weight and feel better. Now, nature versus nurture. This is one of the things that people always talk to me about. Well, my family's overweight, my family has diabetes, my family has cancer, my family genetically, I have this and this and this. I will tell you that genetically, you may be predisposed to things. Genetically, they say that you have between a 10 to 20% genetic carryover. Well, I will tell you that there's actually now a certain type of research or certain type of science called epigenetics. And what epigenetics is that they're actually studying how our lifestyle choices can turn genes, our genetic code, on or off. So for instance, if you have a breast cancer gene, epigenetics are showing that that gene can actually be turned off by certain lifestyle choices. So your genes do not dictate your future, your lifestyle dictates your future. And that's what I wanted to encourage you guys with today. So you can take a hold of it. Now, this is another thing as a parent that I can get choked up with. There's no parent that wants to bury their child. There's no parent who wants to watch their child suffer from a disease, that wants to be able to watch their child be on medications and not live the life that they have planned for their child or they see for their child. And unfortunately, this generation right now is the first generation of children with a shorter life expectancy than their parents, guys. So again, they're not as active, they're not eating as good, they're not being fed with the right material from like going to church or from the family unit or sitting around the table or talking about discussions. So I want to empower you to get back to those essentials, get back to that family time, because I guarantee you it will affect their life expectancy. Now that I've told you that we have a problem, what is the solution? You probably have never heard of the term leptin before, but you probably have heard of the term insulin before. Those are two hormones that I'm going to be talking about in today, because it's those two hormones that you have to be able to get control of to be able to get control of your waistline and to get control of your body fat. Leptin and insulin, two of those I'll be talking about in just a minute. And honestly, that is one of the things that makes this program different than any other program that you've been on, is that we will be directly affecting the hormone that allows your body to burn fat or to not burn fat. And you probably haven't even heard of that hormone, and that's called leptin. So let's talk a little bit about leptin. Leptin is one of those hormones that literally tells your body to burn fat or to not burn fat. And you may be like, oh my gosh, well, how do I know if my leptin is working or not? Well, unfortunately, you can become leptin resistant just like you can become insulin resistant. Insulin resistance leads to a disease called diabetes, which allows for your body not to be able to have a regulated glucose. So if you think of insulin, you think of glucose. And when your glucose goes up, your insulin goes up. And that's what allows your blood sugar to go down. Well, leptin is the same way. Leptin, your fat goes up, leptin goes up, your body fat comes down. So it's very important for us to know where our leptin is and how do we recover that leptin to be able to allow our leptin to be the fat-burning hormone that it's meant to be. That's how God created us to be. But unfortunately, most people don't even know what leptin is or what controls our leptin or how can we increase our leptin. And that's one of the things I want to talk to you guys about today. So this is one of the ladies that has joined me along this journey. This is Miss Sue. You can see Miss Sue's before picture right here. She's a brave lady, isn't she? She put her bikini on. She's over 60 years of age, and she's like, I want to see what I really look like. So I would encourage you to take a before picture of yourself. Maybe when you go home, you can take a picture in your, in your bikini or in your bathing suit or a tank top and a pair of shorts, and just be able to see where you're at. Over the 6 weeks, she dropped 11.6 pounds. Her body fat went down by 1.2%. Her BMI went down by 1.4. Her visceral fat went down by 1%. Her amount of muscle went up, and her body age dropped by 4 years. Her body age dropped by 4 years, and her waist dropped from 2.5 inches. She's feeling better. She's more confident. You can see how the shoulders are rolled forward right here, her thickness underneath her chin. Her shoulders are now rolled back, and she's now got this certain swagger about herself of like confidence. And this is her husband. Because, again, if you're in a family, it's important that you and your husband do this with you. And that's why we created the buddy system. So if you're here with your buddy, give your buddy a high five and say, we're doing this together. Or maybe you need to go home and have a family meeting. Sit your family down, sit your spouse down and say, guys, this is what I learned. This is what I'm going to do. And I would love to have your support. I would love to have your accountability. And let's do this together. So Sue and Bob decided to do this together. And you can see Bob dropped 18 pounds in 6 weeks. 18. His visceral fat, which means the fat surrounding his organs, dropped by 3%. His waist, 3.5 inches. His body age, 3 years. His BMI down by 2%. His body fat almost down by full 4%. Again, amazing. So what is the solution? You have to become a fat burner. You have to switch your body's engine from being a sugar burner into a fat burner. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. So let's just continue here on the Slique in 6 week challenge. That's a tongue twister. Slique in 6 week challenge. So we're going to talk about how to lose 20 pounds in 6 weeks. We're going to talk to you about the science behind the weight loss. We're going to tell you daily things to do, foods to eat, exercise routines to do. Literally, this is a foolproof program, but you are the only one that can do it. You're the one that's going to have to get up in the morning. You're the one that's going to have to control your mouth when it comes to what you're putting in. You're the one that's going to have to control your feet by what you do. Only you can do that. I can give you the best tools in the world, but if you don't apply those tools, it's all in vain because you're just another piece of material that hasn't been implied upon your body. We're going to give you the resources to succeed. So this is my good friend April. She was one of the 8 people that joined me initially. And you'll see April's testimony on our Facebook group. But basically, April is a yes or no person. She's an all in or all out kind of person. April's had twins. She has 5-year-old twins. She had let go of her body. She had, unfortunately, had gained a tremendous amount of weight. This was affecting her energy levels, affecting her libido. It was affecting her relationship at home. She was more stressed out. She was eating poor food. She was more depressed. And I called her up and said, hey, April, I need you to do this journey with me. I need you to be one of my accountability buddies. Let's do this. And so I loved it here because she says this is a no-cheat plan. So if you are a cheater type of person, then you're going to have to overcome that obstacle, that challenge, because you cannot cheat on this diet. You don't get a vacation day. You don't get a day of rest when it comes to this because you may have had years of day and rest. So we got to be able to, again, put our big girl pants on and get this done. She said she was moody and had cravings until day 10. The previous diets took 2 months for her to lose 10 pounds, and she had lost 10 pounds within 2 weeks. And she's like, wow, this is different. She said, I love this plan. It really helped me get back on track of eating again. I highly recommend it. This is April's before and after picture. As you can see right here, this is 4 weeks. This is not even after the 6 weeks. This is just 4 weeks later. You can see her arms are skinnier, her butt, her legs, her belly. Again, her shoulders are rolled back to a level of confidence again. This is just 4 weeks into this journey. So, pain or pleasure? Now, I will say to you that you may be motivated by pain or you may be motivated by pleasure or maybe a mixture of both. And we're going to talk about that because whether it's the pain that motivates you or the pleasure that motivates you, those are the 2 key factors that researchers or scientists have realized. Those are the 2 major motivators in life, the avoidance of pain or the gaining of pleasure. And so I have to ask ask you, do you eat to live or do you live to eat? Are you one of those people that wakes up in the morning and the very first thing you think about is what I'm going to eat for breakfast, and you eat breakfast and you're eating breakfast and you're like, what am I going to eat for lunch? And you're eating lunch and you're like, what am I going to eat for dinner? And you go eat dinner and you're like, what am I going to have for dessert? And literally your whole world is caught up in eating. I'm going to tell you right now that you may have an emotional relationship with food. You may love food. You may be addicted to food, but food has no emotions with you. It doesn't care about you. It doesn't care about what it does or how often you eat it or any of those things. It is emotionless. And that is the way we have to get with food. You have to look at food as fuel. You have to look at food as this is a necessity that I need in order to sustain life. And I can eat this and have higher production of life, or I can eat this and have a lower production. But literally, you have to switch your mindset from being I live to eat to I eat to live. Because we can only go literally weeks without food. And a lot of people have done fasting before and they have gone days and weeks without food. But if you continue that for a long period of time, our body breaks down and ultimately we can die from starvation. And that's obviously not the point of this. The point of this is to take food as fuel and say, the food that I'm going to eat is going to fuel my body to give my body the results that it needs. Next thing is motivation during inspiration. So January 1st comes around and we're all motivated, right? We're motivated to change our lifestyle, to achieve amazing things during that year. We may write down New Year's resolutions. We may be sharing it on Facebook, telling our friends. We're motivated. It's short-term motivated. There's no long-term roots in there. There's no deep roots in there. So I'm encouraging you to get inspired. You have to get a why, your purpose, your journey, your roots, your inspiration has to come from something bigger than just a short-term motivation. And that's what we're going to get to next. What is your big why?